And there it was, the mighty Yosemite, the final national park on our hike and road trip of the west coast of the United States. Did we leave the best for the last? Well, now when I look back, yeah, I think we definitely saw there some of the most spectacular panoramas of this trip. I must say though, it is a very popular national park, which means crowds. No matter the time of the day, we met people everywhere, all the time. It's kind of like Disneyland in nature. But if you leave people aside, man, this place made me feel small, very small. We had 3 full days to explore Yosemite, so, of course, we went hiking. But I must say that there is already so much joy for your eyes only when driving through it. 3 days, 3 hikes, let's go! On day 1, we drove from Mono Lake, or Leavening Town to be more precise, to the Tuolumne Meadows to hike the Cathedral Lakes trail. The day started great with sun and spectacular views all around us. The road was definitely a challenge for the camper van, but slowly we made it to the trail. Once we arrived, it became pretty cloudy, so we headed for the trail without any great expectations weather-wise. Once at the first lake, it started raining and it was pretty cold there. Somehow we just didn't feel it and decided to walk back without going to the upper lake. I'm sure it's beautiful on a sunny day, but hey, we've been traveling for 3 weeks, we're spoiled now, and cold. I don't know how we came to the idea to do another hike on the same day, but here we were, hiking to the Lembert Dome. We had rather low expectations about this hike, as we didn't research it, but it was definitely the highlight of day 1. After a foresty, steep-ish climb, we came into opening and started climbing up the rock. Reaching the top was pretty cool, as there is no trail per se. You just need to find your way up the dome, and the top is pretty steep. But once there, we had awesome views of the whole area.
Someone got the role I thought was meant for me. I never wanna see him again. I never wanna be his friend. So quit asking me.
On day 2, we drove again from Mona Lake, but this time we went all the way to the main valley with all the famous big rocks such as Half Dome and El Capitan. It took us a while as Tioga Road is pretty curvy and narrow, and of course we stopped once in a while for the views. Since we had quite the drive, we made it to the valley pretty late and only hit the mist trail in the afternoon at around 1 o'clock. Most of the people we met were already heading down, and yeah, there were a lot of people. Mist Trail is called this way because you pass 2 giant waterfalls and are not likely to stay dry on your way. Well, not this year. The waterfalls were far from their usual water levels, and so you would have had to go very close to them to actually get wet. Nonetheless, each waterfall still looked spectacular. On our way we got to see them from a distance and even hike on top of one of them, the Nevada Fall. The height and steepness were dizzying to say the least, and even a bit scary at times. All I can say is it was truly grand. They're It is day 3 and the toughest hike is waiting for us. Today we are back to the Yosemite Valley and we are hiking the 4-mile trail which leads to Glacier Point. Glacier Point usually is reachable by car or a shuttle bus, but this year the road is being fixed and it's closed, so only hikers can reach this viewpoint. Should be quiet there, right? The awesome nets on our faces are not a new fashion trend, but a precaution as this trail is famous for bugs. A lot of bugs. So we got ourselves some protective nets which were really handy in some sections. This trail basically zigzags a rock all the way up until the viewpoint, but I must say there are a few places on the way that already offer some amazing views. Once we reached the top, surprise, surprise, we were far from alone. The whole viewpoint was full of hikers who came all this way to get the best views of the valley and the half dome. At least everyone earned it. I can only imagine what a mess it is here on a normal year with an open road. Thank you, hiking gods, for closing it this year. And so with those spectacular views, we closed not only the visit to Yosemite, but the whole road and hike trip of the West Coast. It was a blast, and I'm sure I'll see you again. America,